Connecticut's public education system may seem all right on the surface, but what you may not know is this, that we have the largest achievement gap in this country. ConnCan, the Connecticut Coalition for Achievement Now, believes that our next elected governor holds the key to fixing this gap. Joining me now is ConnCan CEO Alex Johnson and his friend running for office, Ed Ucation, to fill us in on this hot issue. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you with us. Overall, though, let's talk about the problem of the achievement gap. What I find rather interesting is that we spend a lot of money per student in this country, this state, compared to other states. What is it, $13,000 per student?
It's about $13,000.
And
yeah.
I think it's shameful that we even have such a wide achievement gap.
Well, you know, a lot of people think Connecticut that our achievement gap is simply a function of the extremes of wealth and poverty that we already have in Connecticut. But in reality, even our highest performing kids are falling behind. So in addition to having a challenge with raising achievement for our lowest achieving students, in 8th grade math, the top 10% of students in Connecticut are only 18th in the country. They're a year behind that top 10% in Massachusetts. So this is a problem that occurs all the way across our public education system.
So what is going on?
We are not enacting the right policies and following the right policies at the state level. You know, a lot of people, when they think about public schools, they think about local boards of education, they think about local property taxes for sure, but they hardly ever think about state government as something that matters and what's happening for their own children in the neighborhood school. But other states have figured out that enacting smart policies at the state level can catapult student achievement statewide.
Specifically, what type of policies?
Well, things that just sound like common sense, but for example, evaluating teachers in part based on the achievement growth of their students, looking at how we attract teachers into the profession, streamlining the certification process so that we can get the most talented people into the classrooms where they're most needed, making sure that parents have a wide range of choices within the public school system. These are all things that other states are doing much more with than we have.
Well, what role does your organization have, the Connecticut Coalition for Achievement Now?
We're really building a movement statewide of engaged citizens who are asking for change in our public education system so that we can have great schools for all children.
What about the national push right now to put money, give money to districts who are able to actually decrease that achievement gap?
Well, you know, for a long time we've funded education in sort of a one-size-fits-all approach. And we really believe that Connecticut needs to rethink the way it's funding public education so that we're focused on funding students based on their learning needs in whatever public school they attend. And you know, one of the ways we can do that is by changing state policy. And of course, there's a lot going on at the federal level right now. Our primary focus is what's happening in our state capital.
All right, you have a campaign going on right now, and it involves Vote for Ed. Tell us about that.
Ed is out on the campaign trail. As we all know, we have an election on Tuesday. And the idea is that whoever you vote for Ed. Put education first when you go into that voting booth on Tuesday, and really take a look at the positions of the candidates and make sure you're supporting candidates who are in fact going to tackle this incredible challenge, because here we are in a state that's one of the wealthiest states in the country with the largest achievement gap, with thousands of kids who are falling behind, and we can do so much better, and our economic future depends upon it. This is not simply an issue of fairness. This is an issue about the future of the state.
Absolutely, and there is a website as well.
Absolutely. That's votefored.org, and you can also give us a call if you want to get a bumper magnet, a lawn sign. Get out there and be seen and show folks that you really are supporting change. That's how we build a movement.
And the phone number is?
203-772-4017.
Now, I am a big supporter of the public school system. Both my children are in the public school system. So what role do parents have in this?
Well, you know, a lot of people have looked to parents, and it sort of fits with the way a lot of folks look at the world, that they're thinking parents, you know, that a kid's, you know, support at home is going to determine what's possible for them in life, because that's been true for so many of us. The challenge we have, however, is that if we wait for parents to provide everything that we would ideally want them to provide, to be the perfect partners in their child's education, we're going to be waiting. Meanwhile, we're going to be, you know, 10,000 kids a year are failing to graduate from our high schools, and their lost earnings over a lifetime is $2.4 billion coming out of our state economy every year. So we can't afford to wait. And that's really why we believe that the best way for us to tackle poverty and some of our other social challenges is by changing what we're doing in our schools.
I do believe that there are parents out there who are really incapable of dealing with this because they don't have the skill set to share with their children.
Well, I think every parent, almost every parent, wants the best for their child. And some of the most effective schools, the schools that are getting breakthrough gains in student achievement, are understanding that the school is responsible for learning, but they are connecting with parents to enlist them as partners. I know of a school that put a washing machine and dryer in the basement as a way of getting parents in, and you can bet that while parents were washing clothes, they were engaging those parents.
So that's a way of trying to teach these parents who may not be as educated on this topic to get in
I'll be the first to say, I have a 2-month-old child at home, and there's no manual, right? We all have to learn. But the key is that educators and folks in our public schools need to take responsibility for student achievement. That is the job of our schools. And they partner with parents, but you know what? If you have a child who doesn't have that support at home, we still have to get it done in our public schools because our state's future depends on it.
Very good. And if
so
you want,
vote for Ed.
Absolutely. Vote for Ed. If you want more information on ConnCan, all the information right there on the screen, just come to our website. Again, vote for Ed. Alex Johnson, thank you so much for joining us. And don't go away. There is more Connecticut Style coming right after this.